What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to Trading Live with Bubba for Tuesday. Well, it's been a pretty wild day. What started out as very quiet has suddenly gotten a little bit of action here. Let's share the screen. And why is that not showing? What happened here? There we go. Anyways, getting some big whips back and forth. We'll see how it all plays out. Gold's getting hammered. But at the end of the day, our morning crew are traded, and it started out as very slow. We ended up with a monster win in crude as we caught this trade in crude oil. Nice little V. Actually, we caught the short side of a couple of things too, so it worked out pretty good. What started out as ugly worked out to be good. But again, that's the patience you need to be involved here. Right now, we have nothing to do at the moment, but we're going to watch because certainly the Dow could get there. But volume is still very light. This is a concern with the action. With the light volume makes it harder with lack of speed. I mean, there's certainly opportunities, but you have to pick your battles and pick your spots. Obviously, this game is all about money and where you can make it. But as I said earlier today, we traded live and started out of the gold trade that didn't look good. We had to double it up, and we got out and made a little money there. But our big trade of the day was crude oil, which we caught the V. So that's what we're trying to do here, and look for those opportunities that show. As I said, potentially coming something in the Dow, but the acceleration is not as great. There's not a lot of panic to this buy, so we'll need a little bit more volume here to get in. Now we could certainly get there because we got a couple of minutes left in this bar. So we'll see how it plays. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to fire them in. I'll be happy to answer them. And of course, somebody asked me earlier this morning on when I saw the credit spreads, how do I handle them? Well, I will close them early with profit, but if there are losses, I'm going to hold them to the end. We hit a high enough win percentage that we can afford to have a few full losers. Then that's the reason we take the no less than 40% or 40 cents per dollar. So that's one of the things that we I'll make you aware of. I don't close them early unless they're profitable. Okay. And even then, I don't always close them early. If one side gets to, if the short side gets to a nickel, I might take it off there. That used to be a place where there was no commission to trade, but also with Tradier, that doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, for 5 cents more, now you ask your question. If you have a dollar wide spread on, so you're now risking 95 cents to make 5 cents. And plus the fact that you have the chance that the market could reverse. So if you can get the short leg off, you get a lottery ticket on the long leg. And it does happen. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen on occasion. So, and then of course, if you get a trade that gets way out of whack and it's just a loser, why close it when, what are you going to save? 10 cents, 15 cents, because you always have the opportunity that it can come back the other way. Okay, so those are things that are important to understand, the odds and the probabilities and the amount and the risk. So we start out with a risk where we're laying 3 to make 2. Well, when it gets to 19 to 1, I'm probably going to go ahead and close that out. Okay, so just little things to learn about the world of trading. In the meantime, the Dow is close. Do I really want to get involved? The real question is, do I really want to get involved here in a market that is extremely slow? Well, we'll take a look at it and see. Again, it's something to be aware of, to look at. And we'd have to wait for this to give us a red bar. And our trade assist model has no action right now, so nothing to do there. But certainly we're prepared. We're ready. Should we get something to do, we'll be ready to do it. But right now we have nothing to do. We have nothing to do but sit here and watch and wait. And that's what we'll do. So the Dow is not going to be a trade here. Okay, so we're going to take a look at some other stuff at the moment while we're sitting around. Apple, Alpha Papa Lima. Certainly one you'd want to sell some call spreads on probably. Obviously exploding to the upside, extremely overbought. One concern would be volume. Okay, but if we look at, and these will be for, I'm going to do these for this Friday. A little risk because you've got ADP jobs tomorrow coming out, and you've got the non-farm payroll, ISM services. So you have a lot of data coming out. So you're banking on data that may not be so good, but certainly I'm going to look at it. And the Apple, 287.50, 290 for $1. I'm going to take that. Just make sure we can track, because I don't want to get them mixed up with my positions and give you bad information. Amazon, let's go back here and see if there's anything to do. Yes, if you want to, you can take the short on the Dow. The stop is going to be 47,729. 47,729. Okay. Okay, and let's see what happens here. Not much going on right now. Just our one short position here, which is about break even right now. Again, we're looking for a little bit of a pullback here, just based on the way that it went up. Amazon, really nothing to do, kind of mid-range. Coin, had a nice little bounce. Nothing to do here. Crowd, you've got earnings, so we're not going to get involved there. Ether, kind of missed out, a little bounce. I did make some adjustments to my own positions yesterday to be long Ether. Meta, nothing really to do. Google, again, we did sell this and make money on it. We'll see what happens. Nothing to do today. INOQ, nothing to do today. IWM, nothing to do today. Let's see what's going on over here. And so we are getting a little bit of a pullback. We're getting close to getting one off here in the Dow. See what happens. And we're working it. See what it brings us here. We did put on a trade in Apple. And we did that trade for Friday. Okay. So right now we're just waiting. So let's go back and look at this. MP, nothing really to do. Microsoft, nothing really to do. MSTR, bounced already. We missed it. Netflix, which we're now covering. Looks like a spot. Again, from a trading standpoint, maybe a sell, but we're going to let it go. NNE, nothing to do. Nugget, nothing to do. It was a nice sale yesterday. NVIDIA came off, which we expected. It was a trade we made money on. Palantir breaking out a little bit. It's still nothing for us to do, but it looked like it was going to be some resistance here. QBTS, sideways, nothing to do. The Qs, nothing to do yet. SMCI, nothing to do yet. SPY, getting close, right at our top. That's our top there. That's where I think the tops are, but we'll see if I'm going to be right or wrong. It doesn't mean I'm going to put on some big position. It just means I'm recognizing it and looking for opportunity off of that position. XYZ, nothing to do. Tesla, failed right where it should. So watched about the 430, nothing to do. Win, nothing to do. So really not a lot going on. Okay, it's quiet. Volume is light. Okay, we do have one open trade, and let's see if anything else pops up here while we're waiting. But again, you got a lot of news coming this week. It's very quiet anyways, which is unusual for this time of year. So we just have to, again, you got to trade the market what it gives you. Okay. That's what it comes down to. You got to trade what the market is going to give. And right now it's not giving a lot. So you're going to be much more cautious. All right. If you did trade the Dow with me, you're out. You should be out of one with a profit. Your stop should be at break even. Okay. So if you traded it, you should be out of one with a stop at break even. Okay. And let's see if anything else shows up while we're hanging out here. I don't know if it will or it won't, but we have a profit in the Dow and we're still in. We already have one off, so we have a locked in profit. And it wouldn't surprise me if today the markets ended up closing lower on the day. I'm not saying they will, but it would not shock me if they did. Okay. The action is murky at best. So. The Dow's a nice little winner now. If you want, you can move your stop down a little bit. And nothing else for us to really do right at the moment. So we'll just sit back and watch. And if we look at our trade assist stuff, this was the buying crude off the trade assist. See the nice little bounce. And those are the things that we're looking for any potential opportunity. And they can give us a potential mathematical edge. That's what it's about. Well, we're selling pretty good, but again, not enough for us to get involved yet. But certainly if we get another spike in volume to the downside, we would certainly take a short position here. I mean, a long position, excuse me. Got a nice profit in the Dow. Move your stop down to 47,615 if you're in. Nice little profit. So we'll let that be and try to capitalize on it. Maybe it'll keep going lower for us. It's a nice winner. Still waiting for a potential trade in the S&P as a buy. The NASDAQ potentially as a buy. Starting to get some acceleration to the selling here. But it's not giving us a trigger to be a participant, so we'll see. But you know, a lot going on, but really nothing going on. When you look at the bigger picture in volume, virtually none. Kind of depressing. Look at it. So can't deal with that. I'm not interested. If you are in the Dow trade, move your stop to 605, 47,605. Might as well take a little bit more off the table while it's still going in our favor. We'll continue to work our stop down. But we're not getting a trigger to buy yet. We haven't gotten a big enough volume bar to become a buyer yet, so we'll have to continue to watch and wait. Meantime, now they are starting to accelerate a little bit to the downside, so let's see if they can continue. Move your stop down in the Dow to 47,595. I'll lock in another 20 ticks there. That's either $10 or $100, depending on what size contract you're trading. You've got a big lead. If you want, you can put in a trailing stop here, which I am going to do myself right now. I've got a 50 tick trail. Okay. It'll take me out later, or maybe it won't. Maybe it'll stay within that 50. I don't know, but I'm not worried about it. Certainly, let it keep going my way. I don't have to make the decision on the market right now. Let the market make the decision for me. Okay. That's something that we have to remember. Now here you do have a potential coming in the S&P. Stop would be, this would be a buy. The stop would be 68.30. Now here you have to make a decision. Do you really want to risk 10 full or 11 full points in a market that's trading like it is? I don't think I want to. I don't see where the opportunity is that I'm going to have another chance to get out should I get stuck. One of the things you want to remember is how many trades are you going to get. I don't want to base my trading day on one trade. Now we do have a big lead on the NASDAQ. On the Dow future. Okay. I mean, we've got 100 ticks profit in it right now. So, but again, do I want to give that up in a slow market? I mean, I probably not. I'd rather probably wait for a little bit and see. And if it continues, I'll reevaluate. But it's certainly in these conditions, I am not overly in a hurry to do much of anything. Okay. Because the markets are extremely slow and soft. And of course, if you get some news, you can get waxed. Okay. So that's something just to remember. Again, you could be on the right side, you could be on the wrong side. It looks like we're going to get stopped out, or it looks like I'm going to get stopped out on this Dow at a profit. My stop right now is at 57,586. And my short was at 47,620. And we've already taken a couple off. So we've already got a locked in profit. Now I'm locking in another 40 ticks, but I'm still in. So nothing to worry about. We did take a trade in Apple, and that's the only short we did. And I did warn you that there is a lot of news coming out this week. So again, you're basically banking on, Apple going straight up, and then just the fact that we're extremely overbought, that it should come back down. Okay, but you are selling in the news. But again, when I sell spreads, I don't worry about it because the reward and the risk is limited to what it is. Okay, and as I explained earlier, I see there's always new people coming on. When I put on a spread with you guys here, I only close it if it's profitable. Okay, down at the bottom, and sometimes I'll take off if the short leg gets down to a nickel, I'll take that off there and take a gamble, a lottery ticket on the other side because it's no risk. Okay. But if the trade goes through me, I'm not going to try to salvage 10 or 15 cents on a trade that's going against me because there's always a chance it could reverse. I got into it for a reason, which means it's probably a reason for me to add to that trade, not take it off. But if it's going to expire, I'll take the loss because our win percentage is high enough to cover as long as you're getting 40 cents per dollar. That's the key. Okay. The simple math is the market spends 65% of the time in consolidation. So if you get 40%, you're really basically taking a 5% lockup over time. Okay. And that sometimes more if you understand what you're trying to do and how to trade them. Meantime, our Dow is moving sharply in our favor. My stop just triggered down to 47,575. So I've got another 50 ticks locked in here, plus the trades from this morning. So we're in pretty good shape. And I would just leave the trail stop in, let it trail for you. There's not much else to do. I'm not really that interested to get involved in that. Well, let's take a look at the S&P. But of course, now if we do the S&P, you'll be on your own. Not that you aren't capable of it, but I do help with the exits and all that stuff. So in fact, I will take a pass. In the meantime, and don't forget, I do the market 120 every morning before the market's open. I do an update and certainly check it out because it does give you a pretty good idea of what I'm seeing early. In the meantime, have a great day. We'll see you back here on Thursday. Thanks, everybody. See you later.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.